One of those that, I always seem to mention last is we are responsible for economic development in our communities. And if our small businesses had no way to promote their own business, then it would definitely be impactful to that small town. And so, I play that part down, I guess, somewhat because I enjoy the service side of it so much. I enjoy doing things for organizations like King's Kitchen, and I love sports, and I love carrying high school sports. But really and truly, the economic development piece is a very important part. And so that has to take top-notch, top-shelf activity for us right now. And we have to think about, our small mom-and-pop shops, not just small shops, everybody has been so tremendously impacted by COVID-19 from an economic standpoint. And this is our chance today to give back to those small businesses that, I'll just be truthful, I'll be the mouthpiece for small business. They're struggling. It doesn't matter who they are. They're struggling. If they've been open, they've spent a lot of money to be open. If they haven't been open, then they've lost 7 or 8 weeks of revenue. So the whole concept in our deal store, which you go to wpkyonline.com, you can click on anywhere on there where it goes into the deal store. So there's a come back, give back day. It's in the header at the top, the slider. You can click on that, or you can go in at the center navigation bar and click big deals. If you go in that store, we have 125 businesses participating. If that doesn't tell you that these guys need help, it was very telling to me. And what we're doing is they are giving us gift certificates to their store, and you can go in and buy those, and you're buying them for full price. This isn't bargain day. This isn't deal day. This isn't the day where you're going to get, $10 off. I mean, this is the day where we're buying these gift certificates to honor our small businesses at full price. But here's the best part. I get to write a check next week to each of those businesses for 100% of what we sell.
See, I thought that was amazing because I don't know of any place else I've ever heard of that would give 100% proceeds, not take anything for themselves. You're not keeping anything. You're giving 100% of those proceeds straight back to the business.
That's exactly right. You've nailed it. But you've got to think about. I've been doing business with small business since 1984, and I have stood in the showrooms of every car dealership in this region or every restaurant in this region when a kid has come in and said, would you like to buy an ad in the school book annual?
Aww.
Or would you like to buy a sponsor our ball team? And I have watched our business people say yes over and over and over and over again, knowing that that's money that they are directly taking out of their pocket from their family to support our community. And today, it's about giving it back. Let's give it back to them and help them get open. So Monday and Tuesday, we have a big check. We're going to be writing checks back. So let me give you an example. If today we sell 20 gift certificates to Black Patch Grill, and I bet we sell way more than that, but if we sell 20 gift certificates on Monday, as soon as that money hits our account through your credit card, we will turn right around and write that check back to Black Patch Grill. And guess what? They need the cash to get open next week. They have all kinds of expenses that they're going to have to go through. And when they open, they only get 1/3 of their seating capacity. So how great is business going to be when they do get open? So this is a chance, I think, Tess, for us to really reach out there and say, you know what, I support Black Patch Grill, and I support the local, and I support Posh's Embroidery, or just pick one of 125. Pick 125 if you are fortunate enough to have the cash. So,
well, and not only that, but they're also the people that employ a lot of the people that live here locally, and they're the people that, are really going to put this economy back together and our communities back to work. Trice Hughes is hiring employees right now. They've got 3 different divisions inside their company that they're hiring for. Gather on Main just got through doing some hiring, and I know Kathy Lewis and Cray are going to be doing more hiring this week. So it goes, even if you want to look at it in a different light and it's putting yourself back to work, one way or the other, this is supporting all of us.
No question about that. And you make a really good point there. I don't think we realize sometimes how impactful, how many people are employed by small mom and pop shops. And then, some aren't small, but they're locally owned and operated, like McDonald's, what the McEnanies have done there, providing free meals for those frontline responders. I mean, that is amazing to me. I mean, how can you do that? That's out of love of your heart. That's all you can say about that. That's pure love for your community and the people that you're surrounded by. And so you can go into the store. Let me give you a couple of hints because it is kind of crazy. You can go in and search by city if you'd like. So let's just pick Princeton for the fun of it, okay? So if you go in and you plug in Princeton, Kentucky, it'll let you just search by city. You'll see everything related to Princeton. So here's an example of what you'll find. Armory Gun Shop, Black Patch Grill, Princeton Nursery and Lawn Supply, Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, Brantley Furniture, Princeton Caldwell County Chamber of Commerce. I mean, how cool is this? You can buy gift certificates to the chamber. You can use those at any business who's a member of the chamber, and the money goes back to the chamber so they can reimburse the merchant when they claim the gift certificate. So how easy is that? You don't know where you want to shop right now? Fine. Just buy a chamber gift certificate. Kay's Kitchen, Majestic House, Go Green Lawn Care, Farmers Dry Cleaners, the Cat's Tail Used Books, Armory Gun Shop, Trilogy Performance Sports, Bella Marie, Adams Breezy Hill Farm and Restaurant, Gather on Main and Kathy's Confections, Grooming Excellence by Patty, and the list goes on and on and on. So think about these ways you can help also.
Well, Chad Oliver and I were talking about that the other day, that the chamber gift certificates were almost like traveler's checks. Except for downtown Princeton, and the city of Princeton. It's like, it's almost like traveler's checks.
It's been a long time since I thought about traveler's checks, and there will be some discussion this morning. Those young people, Tess, who have no idea what we're talking about. But think about, you're going to buy birthdays. Birthdays are still going to happen. Anniversaries are still going to happen. Graduation is happening. There are times and places that we can just pay forward. And something I'm thinking about doing is just buying some gift cards and giving them to some people like hairdressers, the people who check us out at the grocery store. They put themselves at risk. My dog groomer, who didn't get paid for the last 7 weeks, and Mr. Snicker's hair was really looking shaggy. But just think about, who can you help? Who can you do something good for today? Buy a gift card for your pastor. Just dig deep and think about and pray about in what ways can you help. And when you do that, you're helping small businesses, and then you're also helping your community, and you're helping those dollars stimulate and move. A dollar spent locally moves 7 times. So a lot of people will touch that gift certificate before the value of it ends.
Oh, that's powerful. 7 times.
7 times.
Can you like throw those out? What are those 7 times?
So let's say that we buy a gift certificate to Gather on Main. Man, I've thought a lot about her. Brand new business, just opened up right in the middle of COVID-19. Right. So we spend that. The server gets some money. You got 4 or 5 employees that get paid from that. Then they go spend money. They go buy a vehicle at Tri-Hughes Chevrolet. Then they employ a bunch of people. Then they spend money, and it just travels around literally 7 times, circulating through our community. And if we do a good job of supporting local, it travels 7 times in our own hometown. And that's the best of all, is if we will really concentrate on buying things locally that we've been buying other places. And when we say shop local, we're talking about our region. We're talking about Caldwell, Lyon, Trigg, Christian, and Todd. All 5 of those counties have teamed up on Greatest Comeback of All Time. Those are the 5 counties that we serve every single day. So we reached out to all 5 counties, Tess. We talked to the mayors, the judges, the economic development teams, industrial foundations, chambers of commerce, and tourism. 22 organizations that we talked to this past week. All 22 are all in. They have all said, we will 100% support your efforts for the greatest comeback of all time. Now, how cool is that?
I'm going to tell you, I've told them several times. You know, I grew up here, and I lived in other areas, some of your bigger towns, Atlanta and Nashville and different places. I've never seen in any place I've ever been, Texas or anywhere, that the community will rally around itself and its community members and its businesses and its kids, its children, and take care of each other the way that these areas right here around us do. I've never seen areas do that like they do right here at home.
I think you're right. You know, I'm a member of the International Broadcasters Idea Bank. There are 100 of us worldwide, and we've been meeting every morning during COVID-19 via Zoom meetings. That's a zoo with an M. That's the way you spell that. It's been crazy. But they have said to me, Beth, have you lost your mind? I mean, do you really think that people who've been buying gift cards at discounted prices are going to come in there and pay full price? And I said, you just don't understand our communities. But yes, they will, because they understand that the money is going to those businesses who really need them right now. And you watch, we will end up with thousands of dollars of checks to write next week. And I hope it's the biggest check I've ever written in my life.
I started to say, I've got a prediction, Miss Beth. I think we're going to sell more gift certificates for the businesses now, since these people are, you know, at full price, than we did at deals, because I think they know what it means to these people. These are the people that sit down the pew, you know, when you go to church. These are the people that you see at the grocery store every day. And I think they realize that, and I think that's going to be bigger than what you tell them that we'll handle it. In Kentucky, that's the way we handle things.
I can't wait till Monday morning, because you just trust me. I am going to have a smile all over my face and say, well, you know, you guys who doubted us in our little small piece of Western Kentucky, well, guess what?
Hey, that's all right. I like being the guy that comes from behind. I like that. That's one of those. I don't want you to see me coming.
You know, I love sports, so that's how the name of this show came about, was Greatest Comeback of All Time. So, you know, this is a comeback. This is a comeback for our region. And I think that some communities will struggle. I think some will stumble. And unfortunately, some communities will fail. There will be communities wiped off the map over COVID-19. But it won't be Princeton, and it won't be Fredonia, and it won't be Edible and Catawba and Hopkinsville and Cadiz and Princeton and Elkton.
No, I agree. I'll tell you, we've had a lot of fun with it this morning. You know, we've played, you know, we are the champions, and we've done all kinds of stuff this morning. Had a lot of fun with it because, you know, we're kind of competitive at heart. But, you know, I really and truly, I think that there's been some of these businesses that are going to come out of it okay. I think most of them are, and I think it's because of the people that live here and the people that love them. I saw one of the businesses over the last couple of days that it posted on Facebook that it said, you know what, if it hadn't have been for what you guys did for us over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we wouldn't be here. But because of that, and you come out and supported us, and people are still giving them donations, she said, you know what, we're going to be able to open, and we're going to be here.
That's awesome. I want to say this, and then I've got 2 more morning shows I have to be on this morning.
Well, we're not worried about them, Beth, man. We're worried about Bill will kill me. I love him. I can't. I'm just playing.
I could not be more proud to be a part of Caldwell County. And there's no place in the world I'd rather be. I've had people ask me over the last couple of months, do you regret buying Princeton? And I said, I absolutely do not regret a single day. I am proud to be part of that community. I can't wait to go back to work full time to help our community be better. I've got a message from King's Kitchen right now, and we're going to be working on our next project to help get food together, because in July, King's Kitchen will be feeding our kiddos. So we're looking forward to what's ahead, and I just want to thank Caldwell County from the bottom of my heart, and I want to say I love you guys, and I'm looking forward to serving you as soon as COVID-19 ends.
Oh, thank you for being with us this morning. We love you. I'll tell you, yesterday I was talking to her through email, and I said, you know, I got my eye on some blue and gold tennis shoes, and she said, girl, you better get them. We're getting ready to hit the road. So
we are. We're going to be busy.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Miss Beth.
You bet. I enjoyed it a whole lot. Take care.
Thank you. Of course, Ms. Beth Mann, President and CEO for WPKY and Edge Media Group, WKDZ, WHVO, YourSportsEdge.com, and I think she's going to take over the world one of these days. I don't know what you think, but I do. I got faith in her. Hey, it is 8:39, and I've got a gorgeous woman just waiting in the wings. I'm telling you, this is Woman Day, evidently. Miss Toni Watson is going to lay it all out for us, because I get confused, and I think a lot of other people do too, and she's going to lay it out for voting and what else is coming up. Hang out with us on Coffee Talk. She's coming up next.
West Kentucky Real Estate and Auction will hold an auction Friday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. at 324 Katy Street in Princeton. Selling will be a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home with large backyard and small garage. This is a nice starter or rental home. 10% buyer's premium added. 10% down and closing in 30 days. Selling as is. For more information, go to westkentuckyrealestateandauction.com. Wayne Boyd, broker, auctioneer. West Kentucky Real Estate and Auction.
Riser Point Marina is looking for many team members dedicated to creating an environment that brings out the kid in us all. If you're a person that takes pride in creating great recreational and family fun experiences for others, then Riser Point needs you. They need you now. Lots of positions available. They offer great training in a fun atmosphere. To be part of the Riser Point team, go to priserpoint.com. Complete a resume online, and they'll call you for an interview. You can also find the link on the Find a Job page at WKDZradio.com.
During this trying time of the COVID-19 crisis, the Body Shop at Trice Hughes is open for business to help you with your repair needs. With the uncertainty that these times bring, Trice Hughes wants you to know they will help with your insurance deductible to get your vehicle repaired. Call for an appointment or free estimate at 270-365-5522. Working together with your home team at Trice Hughes, we'll make sure you receive the service you deserve. 1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, we're in the middle of Coffee Talk 841. Just got off the phone with, I love her to death. I'll tell you, that's the part that I miss more than anything, I think, with all this COVID stuff, Miss Toni, is being able to hug their neck.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I'm a hugger by nature, and I think most of us from this area, we're just huggers, and we're raised to be huggers. And, you know, that's the way we show each other that we love each other and we missed them. And how's your mom and them and that sort of thing. And I said, I think that's what I'm going to look forward to the most when this whole thing is over with, is being able to hug people.
I know. I've missed it.
My son makes fun of me all the time because I do. He said, Mom, you just talk too much, but I don't think that's possible. Because I, like Miss Toni, every time I see her, all I want to do is talk about her yard and her family and her grandkids. Because she's been my neighbor forever. And I literally, since I was a kid, I mean, I don't remember I guess there was a time when I moved off that I wasn't your neighbor, but other than my parents still were.
Yes, they have been.
And now we're neighbors all over again. But, you know, that's another gut that goes back to what Miss Beth was just talking to us about the comeback. Because the Siglers, they live right down the road from us too.
Right.
And then that goes right back into your local business. So, you know, I think that's what it's all about, is community. Yes. And when we talk about voting, that makes a huge difference, because that's going to really impact what our community is able to do in the long run and how we're affected. And all of that is turned up kind of on its end and on its ear.
Right. Very different this year.
And that's why she's here. This is this is our Caldwell County lady right here. This is the clerk that knows everything about all of it. It's Miss Toni Watson.
Okay, I've got two things I'd like to run through before we get to the election. The first one is to congratulate you on your 1-year anniversary. Aww. Came in the studio and your family was out there, and congratulations. We've enjoyed having you back here, and you do an excellent job for our community.
Thank you. I'll tell you, I've enjoyed being back. I really have. Good. Started out here, and now I'm back here, and I hope that's where I'm going to end it at, is here.
Well, our courthouse is going to partially open on Monday.
Wow.
May the 18th. Only the north door, which is handicap accessible, will be open. And there will be a door greeter there monitoring the crowd that's coming in. Now, the county clerk's office, motor vehicle department, on the main floor or second floor of the courthouse will only be open for transfers. We're only asking that buyer and sellers come into the courthouse or come into our office, Renewals will need to continue to be mailed or put in the drop box. We're opening back up with half staff, and the process is going to be longer. We'll have to sanitize after each transaction, but people need their paperwork notarized. They have mailed transfers in that we can't get completed. We don't have the insurance. We don't have a phone number to call them back at. So it's piling up anyway, and we hope to get some of that worked out before. But the renewals, we're still going to ask people to mail them or put them in the drop box. They're picked up several times a day, and we'll work them out as quickly as we can and get them in the mail back. We will follow the same schedule probably until after the election of the motor vehicle department being open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're going to continue to close on Wednesdays. We're in there working, doing election work and reports and filing and just different things, but it allows me to try to stay on top of things and to keep the girls separate. If one of us was to get sick and we go into quarantine for 10 days, we've got to have an election. So while these measures are being taken to protect my employees, it's also a protection to you. We will have to spray, sanitize, clean after every transaction. When they come up, we're going to ask them to stay in the hall until we call them in. We can only have 4 people, 1 buyer and 1 seller, in the office at the time. Several of the clerks are not opening their offices until July, until after this election is completely over because of this COVID-19. Now, the deed room will continue on the same schedule all day Monday and Thursday, half a day Tuesday and Friday, closed Wednesday. But if an attorney or a researcher has special needs, they can call and we'll make arrangements. And all of this is subject to change. We just don't know.
Well, and I think that's the biggest thing is we've had to learn. And I am one of I'm one of those that don't like change. I like what I like, and that's what I love about our community. There's things that you just know are going to happen, and they're going to happen like clockwork. Right. And I like it that way.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things about COVID that it's kind of like the little, what do you call them, the little snow things, snow globes, where you shake them up. That's kind of, and snow goes everywhere. And that's kind of the way it has been. Everything's either been closed or, well, we might be closed and we might not, so just call ahead, and maybe is that the best thing? If you've got business you need to do at the courthouse, just call ahead and make sure.
Call ahead.
What is the best phone number to call for information like that?
For the clerk's office, it's 365-6754. The judge's office, Judge Larry Carling, his office number is 365-6660.
Okay.
So call either one of those numbers with your questions. We will, if there's special circumstances, we're going to try to take care of your needs.
I'll be honest.
So just give us a call, and we will see what we can work out. It may be beyond our control. But if there is anything we can do to help, we will.
I was interviewing, of course, Stan Hudson's been in recently, and it happened to make me think, and now I'm going to tattle on me, so he better not be looking. But, licenses and people's licenses, people, they expired during the middle of a lot of this stuff. And, that's something you need on a regular basis is your driver's license, because Stan Hudson, he said so.
Yeah.
And Chris did too, our chief of police down there. I'm sorry, I'm picking on him this morning. But, that whole method has been kind of up in the air as far as what to do with that too.
And the circuit clerk who issues driver's license and the PVA are state. So I'm not sure where they stand.
Okay.
I'm not sure when or how. I just don't know about those. But Judge Carling is opening our courthouse to the public somewhat partially on Monday.
Well, it's a good trial run, if nothing else.
Yes.
Because, Miss Tony, how long you been doing this? I mean, you've been doing this a long time.
I became clerk in 94. I've worked in the courthouse a lot longer than that. We won't talk numbers. But I've been clerk since 94. This is a very stressful situation because the amount of work is basically the same. Even though we don't have a person in front of us, we still have the same reports. We still have the same money to send to the state. We still have the same duties on the election, but not enough people there every day to do it. So it's stressful as far as getting behind and catching up. Now, these Wednesdays that we've been closed, I've only been off one. We're in there working, trying to get ready for the next day.
Is there such thing as catch up, though? I mean, really?
It hasn't been for me for
Not
a
in
while.
my world, and I bet you in your world it's even worse. There's no way that you can really catch up. You can
Yeah.
get close.
Get close.
You can get the emergency part out of the way, and then you can... and then you're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, one of the biggest things, and I guarantee that's going to be... it's going to be a kick in the pants, is voting this year.
Yes, it is. It is. Let me get one more shot in, and then we'll get to the voting. Kentucky's average for returning our census information
Yes, I forgot.
is not where it should be because it's very easy. I have heard a figure, and I can't remember what it is now, but it seems like it's $600, $800, $900 per person in Kentucky that we will lose from federal programs if we don't have our census.
What are the federal
Turned in.
programs? I mean, what type of
Well,
programs are we talking about?
It's the kind of, and I'm not sure, you know. So
Well, I
maybe
know like things like LIHEAP and different things. That goes a long way with that.
Maybe I shouldn't even brought it
No,
up.
I'm
but
glad you
I think
did.
it's very important that people fill their census out and turn it in. It's very simple this year. The government programs that come to the state, that eventually some of it comes down
Right.
to the counties.
Well, you know, a lot of times that's the stuff that the people are fussing about. Oh, we didn't get any funding for that. Well,
Right,
they didn't
right.
send us any money. Well, you know what? Maybe you should have filled out the census and we'd have had a little more money.
But it is very important that everybody fills this out.
I think that's a great thing to bring up because it doesn't take long and it's right there online. You don't even have to leave the house. There's Brent Francis. I hear that he did his census like a good boy. So
Did he?
there was a lot of, and don't get me wrong, Caldwell is kind of leading the area county-wise as far as response rate, which is great. I love to win, but you know, I wish that
Statewide.
right.
Yeah.
I wish that was way higher.
Yes, I do too. Okay, the election this year is going to be done a little differently. By May the 22nd or sooner, the State Board of Elections are going to send postcards to every registered voter. It is going to tell you how to go online to govotekentucky.com and register for an absentee application.
Now, what is that?
Okay. We have always had absentee ballots mailed in for people who, different reasons, sickness, third trimester, pregnancy, sick, whatever, that would ask for an absentee ballot to be mailed to them so they can vote and register their vote. Now, there's an application process that has to be mailed to them first to have their signature. They mail it back. We work up the absentee applications into ballots, mail them, they vote them, they mail them back to us. Now, Kentucky does not have early voting like some states, and the states doesn't like for us to call it that. But this year, because of COVID-19, one of the reasons for applying for an absentee ballot through the mail, which is being encouraged, is COVID-19. So anybody that wants to go online, ask for an application, that information will automatically be sent to clerk's offices so we can get started on getting their application out. Now, that ballot has to be mailed back, but the state is paying all of that postage this time for the voter. Now, they're not paying for the clerks to send it out, but they are paying for the individual postage to mail the ballot back. They will be processed, scanned. We're getting a new computer with scanning capabilities. When anyone applies on the portals, a company is going to be notified. They're going to fix decals, have no names on them, but it's just the number of the ballot that has been sent out and returned.
So in other words, it's still not going to cost you anything to cast your vote.
No. But this is the first year that it's not. Okay. In the past, everybody puts postage on their ballot to mail it back.
Okay.
Clerk's office pays to get it to you. You pay to get it back. This year, the state's going to pay for it. They're going to reimburse us for what we've already done. And when we receive the envelopes, it will already have postage on it.
Wow.
Now, you can also call the office. There's several reasons to get an absentee ballot, and we will walk through that process, mark it. If we have to have an application, we'll send it to you. You'll sign it, send it back. We'll send the ballot to you. Now, we also have in-house voting. We've always done this. But this time, it's basically no excuse absentee. On June the 5th, we're going to open our machines up for people who want to come in and cast their own ballot. Those people, we found out yesterday, will not have to have applications. I was really sweating that. But the e-poll books that we've been using the last 2 or 3 elections, they're going to let us use those for them to sign on. That will last until Monday, June 22nd at 4 o'clock. Then there will be no excuse absentee voting. However, they will receive a ballot, scan it, just like at the polls. Now, on June 23rd, Election Day, the polls will be open from 6 to 6, but we're only going to have one poll. Polling location.
For the whole county?
For the whole county. It will be in the basement of the courthouse, which is handicap accessible. You'll come up to election officers, sign in on the e-poll book, be given your ballot just like at the polls, and vote that day. Now, we have 10,116 voters. The state is guessing that 20% of those people are going to say, I am going to the poll to vote. I'm not going to do the mail. But now, they need to remember they also have from June the 5th to June 22nd to come in and vote. It's all just a bunch of different terminology.
It's scary in trying to figure it out, because I'm one of those people that want to go do it in person just because I don't know. It's just to me I understand going in person. I think it's probably it's a comfort level.
Yeah.
I go to vote. And if they're like me, they're thinking, okay, well, that's election day. But there's other ways to go in person to do that, right?
Yes, in a longer period of time. The whole idea behind all of this is because of COVID-19.
And you don't have to stand in line.
You don't have to stand in line. If we have 2,000 voters at one precinct on election day, there's going to be lines. There's going to be closeness. There's going to be people outside. Now, we're going to have two stations set up. We're going to have several booths set around for privacy, and we hope to have another door. They can come in one door and go out another, and avoid contact with people. But we're going to have to sanitize all that after the voters, too. So it's going to be a very busy day. If you don't want to stand in line, if you don't want to be in a crowd, The best way to do it is call and ask for an application to be mailed or to go on the portal as soon as it's up. The postcards are supposed to be mailed out on May 22nd or sooner if they get them ready, which explains the portal application process.
Okay.
And that is also supposed to be up the 22nd. There is no way for us to guess or figure out what our needs are going to be during this early voting period or on election day, because we don't know yet how many people are going to apply ahead of time. Some counties are taking appointments for voters to come in. I would ask that you would call and say, I'm going to try to come Thursday or Wednesday, to give us some idea.
And that's on the early voting.
And that's on the early voting. No excuse, absentee voting.
But I like that, though, because I can still go. I can cast my vote. I can get my sticker that says that's, you know what? There's something to that, though. And I know a lot of people make jokes that say, well, if you do it in the mail, you don't get your sticker. So I'm not doing it in the mail. I want to be cool, too. But you know what, though? That is part of it. It's part of the experience.
Yes.
It's part of you being proud and showing your kids, look, I went and voted today. Look at that. And I know a lot of people laugh at that, and it may seem childish, but Tony, it does make a difference.
Well, I had a very sweet aunt who is no longer with us, and one of her sayings was, "It is what it is."
Yeah.
We're going to have to do what we can do to make sure this is a fair, impartial election with integrity. Right. And that's what we're going to do. But there may be some bumps in the road. You know, we've never done this before. The state of Kentucky has never done this before. We've got a brand new Secretary of State. Look what he walked into.
It's unprecedented for everything, and I don't think that anybody should expect this to be any different. And I'll tell you, anybody that has seen how hard the election officials work throughout any normal election, I'm telling you, people be nice to them, because they have really had to, everything that they knew, everything that they've ever learned just about on methods, now they have to add cleaning lady to the, cleaning guy to the resume. So, I mean, it's really, it's changed the way we do a lot of things, and that's one of them.
Well, we have 13 precincts. Approximately 56 to 60 election officers. The majority of those are in the high-risk group.
Yeah.
In my office, 4 of us are more in a high-risk group than the other 3. So we've got to be careful for health's sake. We've got to be careful to be able to take care of this election for people.
And some of them have been doing it for years. Miss Norma, I enjoy seeing her. When I go vote, I get to, how is everybody? How's your grandkids? I mean, and everybody sees each other.
Yes.
And that's part of it. But this year, it's like you said, like your aunt said, we're just going to have to do it a little different and suck it up.
We're going to, they will be wearing masks, probably gloves. Voters can bring their own ink pen, or the state is gonna provide ink pens for 20%. If you don't have one, we'll give you one, tell you to keep it. The state's sending those down. We just have your driver's license ready to scan. With this e-poll book.
Make sure you get it updated before you go to vote.
Well,
if it ran out, I'd suggest looking at your license to make sure it hadn't.
Yeah, but you may not be able to.
Right.
You know, we don't know what the courts are going to instruct the circuit clerks to do. But they will be scanned because of driver's license. They will be checking signatures. They're doing a lot of things because of statewide voters. Now, we're honest here. We're not going to try to vote twice. And there's no way you can do it without getting caught anymore anyway. I've heard all the horror stories of years ago of, how they would try to cheat. We're not going to do that. And the system that we have nowadays, eventually it's going to come out.
Yeah.
So we're not going to try that anyway. Call the office at 270-365-6754. We don't.
Of course, we'll have election results too at WPKY
Yeah.
Princeton. So,
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about that too.
Yeah, it's just a different way of doing it. We're going to elect a Democrat and a Republican presidential nominee here in Kentucky.
Wow.
Now we also have a Supreme Court justice race, which is nonpartisan. If anybody changed their party after January 1, they're not eligible to vote in the primary.
Gotcha.
But they can come vote in this nonpartisan race.
I'll tell you, I don't think in American history voting has ever been this important. We've got so many, even down to our health. I mean,
Right.
everything. And I'm just thankful, and I feel blessed that what. This thing could have gone the other way and gone sideways, and we might not be voting right now. And I feel pretty blessed that we have multiple ways of getting it done, and that we are actually continuing to be able to vote.
Yes. And we are encouraging people to go ahead, decide what manner you want to vote in. If we have 2,000 voters on election day, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. No matter how quick you can get somebody through, it takes a little while. We're going to have to sanitize. It's just going to take longer.
But we're telling them way ahead of time they got options. So
Yes.
now we're telling them, however you'd like to vote, we're going to make it a possibility, and we're not going to charge you to do so. You don't even have to buy a stamp.
Right. So we hope we have a big turnout, just like always. Now, June the 15th is the last day to apply through the portal, which the state doesn't have up yet, but they're supposed to.
They've been a little busy too, Tony.
Yes, they have. They have. They're going through a deal. We're supposed to have phone calls every day next week, webinars
Right.
that we're supposed to get on and watch. June 16th is the last day that the clerk's office can mail a ballot out. So from the 17th to the 22nd, they're going to need to come in and vote if they haven't already, or if they didn't ask for a mailed absentee. We've got a lot of dates that have changed, a lot of different ways that goes.
But
This
y'all've
year,
got a good website now too, though.
Yes.
That
yes.
I mean, they've actually really took some
and
time to
this-
update that
this
website.
will be, as soon as I can get time to sit down and type on Facebook, the county government page will pick it up. And we're always there. Just give us a call at the office if you have any questions, and we'll try to get them worked out. We want
Again,
everybody to vote.
I cannot remember a time when everybody, government-wise, even on social media, down to our mayor, down to our county officials, our magistrates, Larry Curling's office, Larry Curling himself, everybody has been so forthcoming online and on social media and the websites that I'm so glad that they really decided to go all out. I know Jeff Sims kind of had a hand in that as well.
Yes.
Before COVID, they were really working on that website. Well, thank goodness they did. Boy, did that come in handy.
Yes, it has been. A lot of people get a lot of information there, and the information on opening the courthouse and on the election will eventually be there. However, all of this is subject to change. Here in Caldwell County and Kentucky, we have been blessed that things have not been worse than what they are.
Yeah.
And I think by opening back up and trying to help the people of our community, if we take the precautions we need to, we're going to be fine. We've been blessed so far, and I have no doubt that we will continue to be.
I think we're get her done kind of people. We're, for the most part, we put on our muck boots and we go get through it, and we get it over with and get it done. And, I think that's wonderful, and I think that we pulled together good. Now I just want to see us get through this election and keep our tempers in check and keep our patience where it ought to be, and I think we'll be good.
We will be, and we're going to do the best we can, but there's also always hiccups.
Yeah.
You know,
and we got to be ready to bend. I mean, we can't just be, wearing, I don't want to do it that way. Well, that's tough.
Now
that's what my grandma said was,
right.
well, tough.
On election day, the polls are open from 6 to 6. But if you're in line at 6, we've got to stay and let you vote till 7.
Oh.
So the results will be late, but
and sanitizing in between, and one by one,
but
and only 2 people at a time.
The more we can get to vote by mail-in, the better for the clerk's office it will be. But some people want to be there and do it.
I do.
So if that's what you want to do, come on.
I want my sticker, Tony. If they'll mail me my I voted sticker, I'd be all about it.
Well, we've got several stickers.
I'm going to be a 5-year-old about it. I want my sticker.
Listen, I appreciate the radio station always being open and welcoming to come and get any information for the community that we need. And again, congratulations on
I've enjoyed it.
Be here. Yeah. Yes.
I know it's been a crazy time, but I wouldn't have wanted to go through it any other way other than
Right.
being on the air, to be honest. And I don't see how you all have done it over at the courthouse. I really don't. But I do appreciate it, because half of what you do is all about being in front of somebody,
right,
and face to face. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, but it really is.
It's been a little stressful, but
it's hard to give a fingerprint over the phone, Tony.
I was telling one of my girls this morning, one of the ladies that work for me, I said, it's been stressful because my work, what I do, is behind, but I still like it. I still enjoy it.
What's wrong with this? I'll tell you, and I'll tattle on myself and her too. The last time she was supposed to be on, I don't know, it was probably 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month ago. Mitch McConnell pushed her out of the way. I was supposed to have Tony Watson, and I ended up with Mitch McConnell. It was, but that's what we've had to go through and move around and bend a little bit. And she was good about it, and I appreciate it. But all joking aside, we love you to death, girl, and thank you for doing what you do. Again, any questions, give us a phone number.
270-365-6754.
Thank you so much. Miss Tony
Watson.
Having us. Of course, we love our Caldwell County government, and we love that they come in and talk to us and try to explain it to us, because sometimes, I know this is shocking, but sometimes I might not be the easiest person to explain something to. And I'm a little set in my ways sometimes. So we sure do appreciate all that they do for us. And, of course, we're going to check this one more time, too, while we're here.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast one more time. Of course, rain, go away, come again next month. I don't know. About the time I looked up all morning long and it would finally stop raining, it would start right back up again. So I've just completely given up on telling you what it's doing currently, I think. The chance of rain is going to drop to a 50-50 shot. We're going to roll the dice on that and some thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Supposed to be clearing up around lunchtime for at least a couple of hours. High 77. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms are going to continue overnight into the wee hours of the morning. Low 65. Tomorrow, showers are likely to kick off our Saturday morning. Might as well sleep in and pull that blanket up just a little bit. Thunderstorms moving in Saturday night as well. High 83. Sunday, here we go. Thunderstorms, rain, wet, cats, dogs, the whole 9 yards. Lower 80s. Then on Monday, slight chance of showers. Just a little bitty one on Monday morning. Then we've got sunshine. Are you ready for it? I'm going to leave you with some good thoughts. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the sun's going to shine. I cannot wait to get that forecast next week. It is 66 and climbing and muggy, I know, but it's going to get better throughout the day at 1580, 103.3 WPKY. I want to thank everybody today for coming in. Of course, Miss Beth Mann, we talked to her for the biggest comeback. Please visit our website and what's normally our big deals page. Today, it's the Comeback Day webpage, WPKYonline.com. and support your local businesses, would you? Because they love you, and we'd like to show them a lot of love back. And 100% of those proceeds go right back to it. So visit that today. And, of course, Miss Tony Watson, we love her here in Caldwell County. I think she said she's been doing this officially since 1994 is when she first got elected. So how amazing is that? She's been around and helping us out and fixing all of our stuff for us for a really long time, and we appreciate her. Hey, stick around. Let's see. Audrey Lamb is going to have your updates and news. We're going to have your full forecast, and the longer it goes on over the weekend, the closer the sunshine gets the first of next week. And then, of course, we've got Todd is going to update us on sports and how you can get your kids involved in baseball and softball over the weekend. So make sure you stick with us at 1580 103.3 WPKY.